Welcome to the deep dive. We're jumping straight into something you probably do every day, talking about people in English.
Absolutely. Think about it describing a new colleague, maybe a character in a show.
It comes up constantly,
Yeah.
and it's really key for just, everyday chats, but also job interviews, even those big language exams like IELTS or TOEFL.
Yeah, it's definitely more than just listing words, isn't it? Describing someone well, it helps you connect, share your view, really paint a picture with your words for whoever you're talking to.
Exactly. So in this deep dive, we're going to look at how to naturally describe someone's looks, their personality, the good, the not so good, maybe.
Texting in between.
Right, and those little habits that make them tick, and even how to, share what you actually think about them.
Uh-huh.
Our goal today is basically to give you the tools to talk about people in English more smoothly, with more confidence.
Okay. You good?
Let's dive in, starting with, well, what we often notice first, how someone looks.
Right, appearance. It's often that initial snapshot, isn't it? That first visual cue.
And there's some, fundamental vocabulary you need, like height, tall, short, average height.
Mm-hmm.
Then body type, slim, maybe a bit chubby, muscular, overweight.
Sure.
And hair, of course, hair's a big one, curly, straight, wavy.
Blonde, brunette,
Black hair,
redhead.
or bald. Yeah,
Yeah.
those are kind of your basic building blocks.
Exactly. So, for example, you might say, he's tall and slim with short curly hair and brown eyes. Simple.
Or she's got long, wavy blonde hair and a really bright smile.
Hmm.
See, simple details, but they start to create an image.
They do. And here's a little tip, maybe, for sounding more natural.
Oh, yeah?
Listen to how native speakers often link words. So instead of that very clear, he is a tall man.
Right, very robotic.
Yeah. It flows more like, he's a tall man. Hear that? He's a...
Ah, yeah, that linking, it makes it smoother, less choppy, helps with that natural rhythm of English.
That's a really great point. It's about flow, pronunciation ease, and, beyond just the basic adjectives, there's some really useful phrases too. They add a bit more nuance.
Definite, like saying, he looks like someone who, maybe, he looks like someone who enjoys the outdoors.
Right. Gives a bit more character.
Or she's the kind of person who turns heads. That suggests she's, noticeable, striking.
Mm-hmm. Or maybe simpler ones like, he's in great shape talking about fitness.
Or she's always well-dressed. Or even she's always put together. It's a bit broader than just well-dressed.
Exactly. These phrases kind of move beyond just listing words. They give more of a sense of the person's overall vibe. And interestingly, some of them can even hint at personality, like you said.
Yeah, he looks like someone who enjoys an adventure. Suggests maybe he's outgoing, energetic.
Precisely. Without stating it directly.
Okay, quick task for you listening right now. Try describing your best friend's appearance. Just one full sentence. Go on, give it a shot. Okay, now let's move from the outside to the inside. Personality and character.
Right. This is where we really get to who someone is, beyond just, the physical.
And it's a huge spectrum, isn't it? You've got the positive traits. Kind, generous, funny, intelligent, reliable.
Someone you can count on.
Exactly. Loyal, hardworking, thoughtful, easygoing. You might say, he's super reliable. You can always count on him.
Or she's a really outgoing person. Gosh, she makes friends wherever she goes. Gives context.
It does. And then, well, there are the less positive traits.
Yeah. Things like arrogant, selfish, lazy, rude, maybe jealous, impatient.
And it's worth remembering how you use these.
Yeah.
It really depends on the situation, who you're talking to.
Absolutely. Tact is important.
And then there's that middle ground. Traits that aren't really good or bad, just part of who they are.
Yeah, like quiet, serious. Maybe that means focused.
Could do. Stubborn, but maybe also determined.
Yeah.
Sensitive, a perfectionist.
These neutral traits add complexity, don't they? Someone quiet might seem reserved, or maybe they're just a really good listener. Depends on your perspective.
Exactly. Okay, here are a couple of really useful phrase builders for this. First one. She comes across as...
Ah, yes. That's great for the impression someone gives.
Like, she comes across as very confident. It's about how she seems, how she presents herself.
It's a really valuable way to phrase that initial feeling, yeah? And the other one, he's the type of person who...
Right. This one helps explain their typical behavior. Like, he's the type of person who always puts others first.
Ah, that tells you a lot. Consistency. Their values, maybe.
Yeah, it paints a better picture than just listing adjectives. Definitely more engaging.
It does.
Okay, let's try a quick role play. Imagine this. Speaker A asks, "What's your new colleague like?"
And Speaker B might say, oh, she's really efficient and professional, but, quite reserved. She doesn't talk much unless it's about work.
See, short exchange, but you get a snapshot.
Yeah.
Efficient, professional, good. Reserved, more neutral.
It's concise, gets the key characteristics across.
Okay, you listening, try repeating that, but swap in details for someone you know. It's really good practice. All right, moving on. Let's talk about those little things that really define people when you know them better. Their habits and routines.
Ah, habits. Yeah, these are things we notice over time, aren't they? They can be endearing quirks or maybe slightly annoying tendencies.
Or just part of their day.
Yeah.
And we have common expressions for these, like, he's always late,
Ah, classic.
or maybe she never forgets a birthday, tells you she's thoughtful.
Mm-hmm. Or maybe he tends to overthink things. That describes a pattern.
Or she's the kind of person who double-checks everything, highlighting she's meticulous.
These phrases feel very natural, don't they? And they give you that sense of typical behavior immediately. And sometimes the habit hints at personality too. The double checker might be very detail-oriented generally.
That's true, and we can also use the structure he have a habit of, plus the habit. Simple.
Like, he has a habit of biting his nails when he's concentrating.
Exactly. Adds a specific detail. It's another useful tool for your descriptive toolkit. Okay, quick practice again for you. Think of someone you know well. Got someone. Right. What are one or two of their habits? Try describing them out loud now using one of those phrases. He tends to. She has a habit of. Go on. All right, now let's shift to expressing how you feel about someone. Your opinions.
Yeah, sharing opinions, thoughts, feelings, it's a totally natural part of talking about people.
And there are some standard phrases. You could be quite direct. To be honest, I don't trust him.
Ooh, straight to the point.
Or very positive. She's a really inspiring person. That shows strong positive feeling.
Mm-hmm. Or expressing admiration.
Yeah.
You get a lot of respect
Yeah.
there.
And for when someone just doesn't click with you, a gentler way is, he's not my cup of tea.
Ah, yes. Very useful, that one. Less direct than saying you dislike them. So these phrases cover a good range: positive, negative, direct, indirect.
And depending on where you are, you might hear regional variations too.
Oh, yeah, like British English.
Exactly. You might hear, he's a top bloke.
Meaning a great guy.
Yeah, really good guy. Or, she's a bit full of herself.
Arrogant.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And maybe someone is described as sound, just he's sound.
Which means?
Solid, dependable, just a good person.
Ah, okay. Good to know. Adds that local color, helps understand different speakers, maybe even use them yourself if you feel comfortable.
Okay, your turn again. Think of someone you admire. Describe them using one opinion phrase we just mentioned and a character trait from earlier. Put them together.
Good challenge.
Now let's add some real flair. Let's talk idioms.
Ah, idioms. Those colorful expressions where the meaning isn't literal, they really make English sound more, well, natural and expressive.
Totally. Like salt of the earth doesn't mean they taste salty.
Haha, no. It means a fundamentally good, honest, reliable person.
Right. My grandfather was the salt of the earth. It just paints a picture. It really does. Beautiful idiom. Another common one. A pain in the neck.
Meaning someone's really annoying.
Exactly. Trying to get that refund was a real pain in the neck. Or
yeah.
it could be a person. My little brother can be a real pain in the neck sometimes. I think we can all relate.
Probably. Then there's big-headed.
Arrogant, thinks too much of themselves.
Yep. He's talented, sure, but a bit big-headed about it suggests a lack of humility.
Okay. And lastly, a people person.
Oh, that's a nice one. Someone who genuinely enjoys being around others, good at interacting.
Yes. My colleague is a real people person. She just loves chatting with clients. These idioms are great. They pack a lot of meaning into just a few words.
They really do. Very efficient.
Okay, practice challenge for you. Can you describe someone you know using one of these idioms, like, my friend is the salt of the earth, or maybe, my boss is a bit of a pain in the neck when... Go on, try one. Right, now let's hear how this all sounds together in a short, natural conversation.
Yeah, context is everything. Seeing how these flow in real dialogue helps a lot.
Okay, listen to this. Speaker A starts. Hey, have you met James from the marketing team?
Speaker B. Yeah, I have. He's really driven. Always the first one in the office.
Speaker A. True. I think he's a bit of a perfectionist, though.
Speaker B. Definitely. And he talks a lot. He's a real people person.
Speaker A. But he gets the job done. I respect that.
See? In that quick chat, you heard personality traits driven, perfectionist, a habit first in the office, an idiom people person, and an opinion. I respect that.
It feels quite natural, doesn't it? building that picture bit by bit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, your turn again. Try repeating that dialogue out loud. Then switch out James and describe someone you know using similar kinds of phrases. Practice speaking it.
That act of repetition, adapting it, that's really how you make these phrases your own. It's crucial.
So far, we've mostly talked about people we know personally, right?
Yeah.
But you can absolutely use all these skills for famous people too, or even fictional characters.
Oh, absolutely. A celebrity you admire, maybe a historical figure, a character from a book or movie. The principles are the same: appearance, personality,
Yeah,
habits.
think about it. You could say, I think Keanu Reeves comes across as very humble and down to earth.
Right. Using that comes across as phrase.
Or Sherlock Holmes is, well, incredibly clever, but also quite arrogant.
Perfect examples. It shows how versatile this language is. You can apply it even if you haven't met the person.
Okay, one last practice for you on this. Pick a character, a celebrity, someone interesting. Try describing them using at least, say, 3 new expressions we've covered today.
This really gets you thinking, actively recalling and using the language. It's a great exercise.
All right, let's do a quick recap then. We've covered a lot in this deep dive.
We have indeed.
We looked at words for looks, personality, the good, and the challenging bits, habits and routines, and sharing opinions.
Plus those handy phrases like comes across as the type of person who tends to.
And idioms, pain in the neck, people person, salt of the earth.
Yeah, reviewing like this helps cement it all in your mind.
Okay, let's do a quick repeat after me to get you speaking. Ready?
Hmm.
He comes across as very intelligent.
Pause for listener.
She's a real people person.
Pause for listener.
He tends to interrupt a lot.
Pause for listener. Good. Now, a slightly bigger challenge. Try speaking for about 30 seconds. Describe someone you know using all 4 parts: appearance, personality, habits, and your opinion. Ready? Go. That kind of mini speech is brilliant for building fluency, putting it all together.
All right, quiz time. Just a quick check. First one, what does people person mean?
That's someone who enjoys being with other people, good at socializing.
Spot on. Okay, next. What's a pain in the neck?
That's someone or something that's really annoying.
Perfect. And last one, how would you describe someone who always finishes work on time, meets their deadlines?
You could say reliable or hardworking. Maybe efficient.
Excellent. All good answers. You have officially navigated our deep dive into talking about people in English.
We really have covered a lot, from the basics right through to more nuanced stuff and idioms.
So here's your final challenge, your takeaway task. Think of 2 people you know, maybe one you like, one you find, let's say, more difficult. Try to describe each of them, using at least 5 new phrases or words from today's deep dive. You could write it down, say it out loud, maybe even record yourself.
Yeah, actually using the language is the absolute key. That's how it becomes natural, part of your active vocabulary.
Exactly. So make sure you join us for more deep dives into natural English. And remember, don't just learn English.
Live it. Experience it. Talk about real people, real feelings.
That's the way. Until next time.
Take care, stay curious, and keep practicing.